Welcome to episode of No Script and News. This is Original Seed coming at you live from my living room, just chilling, having my coffee. For those of you that don't know what No Script News is, every weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I release a video letting you guys know all the news that I missed, that I didn't talk about, that I kind of found interesting, but I didn't want to make a video about. But before we begin, again, do not like this video. I am still wanted for stealing my neighbor's cats. They keep on knocking, and I won't let them in. Now, it's been an interesting week, to say the least. I've been spending a lot of time on the Twitter, just checking out all the Fanboys stuff going on. And to tell you the truth, it gets exhausting, man. Everyone knows that I prefer my Xbox because I just do. It's been good to me. The Xbox One era was a little shady, but they're picking up steam now. And PlayStation, I'm indifferent to it. I love some of the games, some of them I don't. But it is what it is, and I have a PlayStation and I enjoy it too. But the difference between me and a lot of these fanboys is that I don't cap for Xbox. If they're doing wrong, like with Connect, then I let it be known. When they release shady ass games, I let it be known. When I didn't like Sea of Thieves because it was bare bones when it came out, and I thought it was like a waste of time, I let it be known. The same goes for everything. Halo 5 Guardians, that was like the worst Halo ever. Who wants to play as Locke? I don't want to play as Locke. I let it be known. But you see these fanboys on here, even the more reasonable ones, they just keep on capping no matter what. For example, like that little battery that goes off on your PlayStation 4, I guess the same thing can happen on the PlayStation 5. And they start like making up excuses. Like who's gonna play their PlayStation 4 10 years from now? It's like, dude, just because you're privileged enough to have a PlayStation 4 at launch doesn't mean everybody else in the world is. You know what I mean? There's some nations where they wait to get a PlayStation 4 because it shit costs, it's like triple the price in their nations. You know what I mean? So why are they gonna go ahead and buy a PlayStation 5 when they haven't even played a PlayStation 4 because it's out of their range? And not only that, people always buy second-hand consoles. It's a thing, Don't ignore that that's a thing. So if those batteries go out and you bought the console like say 10 years later and it's already been used that long, you have like a few years of battery life in your console. I mean, this stuff should be talked about, and it should be you should express your anger and your opinion. You should be capping for these companies. But the reason why they do it is because they cater to their audience. Me, I don't really have an audience, so I let you know what it is, and I'm always gonna let you know what it is from the beginning. And if the audience comes, cool, because they know that I'm not gonna bullshit them. And the same thing goes for not just Xbox fans, but fans of companies. For example, I follow this one guy on Twitter. He's a pretty reasonable guy. He's like he don't really play in that fanboy wars, which I appreciate. But one thing that I always notice him doing is always capping for CD Projekt Red. And I know why. They give him a chair, they fly them in to go play their games early, they get to know the people, they build relationships, and in the end, you don't really want to shit on their games. I get it. But you know that his coverage is going to be biased no matter what when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. He hasn't even, according to him, he was going to wait for the patch to come out 1.2 so that he can play it the way that the devs envisioned. But even to this day, he's still saying he's going to wait longer for the game to become what it was supposed to be. It's like, dude, is 5-7 years not long enough? And that's the thing. A lot of these people are biased, and you got to see that bias. Me, I tie my bias up front. I enjoy Xbox. PlayStation, I can take it or leave it because some of their games, I don't connect with, and some of their games are good too. But I made sure that I at least play these games that I talk about. You know what I mean? I love Days Gone. I love freaking Ghost of Tsushima. I don't connect with Gears. I don't connect with God of War. I don't connect with Ratchet and Clank. But that's okay, cause I didn't connect with Halo 5. Now, usually, my no script news doesn't go into tangents like this, big old rants. But I mean, like I said, I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter this last week, and it's like, come on, fanboys, you guys can do better. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so if you're still here, let's get to the news. All right, let's see. I have it all written down because I've been writing it down for the whole week. let's start with Epic. Epic loses about $400 million on their servers trying to compete with Steam. But it doesn't really matter because in the end, it's an investment and they still make billions, especially off of Fortnite. So don't worry about that. That headline is just the cost of doing business. Especially now that it is reported that Tim Sweeney is the richest man in North Carolina. So I mean, he's doing good. Epic's gonna be doing good. So don't worry about the losses. It's all just, mumbo jumbo. This was some good news that actually came around. Nintendo is gonna supposedly work on new IP. Now, a lot of people don't like Nintendo products, games. I don't know why. I love them. I don't know. I just don't have enough time to play video games, but I have a whole stack of Nintendo Switch games that I haven't even gotten to. Like Luigi's Mansion is right there. You know, part 3 or part 2? Part 3? Sheesh. But I mean, the thing about Nintendo games, they're like Disney movies. You know what I mean? They're like Pixar movies. They're like, they age well. You can play them now. You can play them 20 years from now, and you'll still have fun with them. And the thing about Nintendo is that they can almost do no wrong. Whatever game they release, it stays on top of the charts and it keeps on selling even though it's full price or close to full price. Their games hardly ever drop. And I think that's what Sony wants to do with their games. They want to have that quality seal, which they already do with some of their games. But I don't think people hold Sony games and Nintendo games in the same regard. So I don't really see Sony games holding their value as they age as Nintendo games do. And maybe because Nintendo, I don't know, like only like Mario Kart, 7? Is still in the top selling list? When did that game come out? I don't know, 5 years ago? Like, why would they release Mario Kart 8 if it's still selling gangbusters? You know, but when you look at other games, Xbox and PlayStation games, you know, they'll be good for about, I don't know, a month or two. And after that, you see the prices drop because, I don't know, they just can't compare or at least keep up to Nintendo pedigree, I guess. But it's always good news hearing that Nintendo's actually working on a new IP. I think Splatoon was their last one, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Not counting all the little Mii stuff or Wii stuff, whatever the little thing, that Mii stuff. I don't know. I think it's cool. I'm not sure what game I'm looking forward to. Nintendo, like I said, I still have a stack, man. And speaking of Nintendo, they had an indie showcase recently. I don't know, I missed it, but Konami showed a game there, which I found interesting. Like, since when is Konami a indie developer? I don't know, but anyways, they released a prequel to a game. I'm not interested in anything Konami makes anymore, to tell you the truth, unless they're gonna make a Castlevania or another Metal Gear Solid or something. But none of this other stuff, Konami, freaking pachinko machines. I don't know what the hell they're doing anymore. Oh, speaking of Metal Gear Solid and Konami, I've been playing this game, Rain on Your Parade. Don't skip it, guys. Just because it looks simple and stuff, it's actually a lot of fun. Play it for an hour, I guarantee you'll keep going. If not, I mean, you'll enjoy that hour and it'll bring smiles to your face. But what's cool about it is that there's always surprises and stuff to look forward to or to discover. For example, there was this level where you get to play as Metal Gear's Cloud. Come on, man. It's like fun little things, nostalgia throwbacks to other video games that I appreciate, you know what I mean? And they do a lot of that in this game. So if you have Game Pass, play it for free. Don't skip it. Rain on Your Parade. And one thing I found in the news that I was very interested in, now that I have a freaking VR, Oculus 2, is Resident Evil 4. The best Resident Evil will be coming to the Oculus Quest 2. Now, I'm having a blast with my Oculus Quest 2. Eventually, hopefully when I buy more games, I will release more videos. I'm gonna try to see if I can do it with the green screen and actually be inside. I don't know, we'll try to figure something out. But that's pretty much what I've been doing the last few days. You know, trying to start new original series instead of actually just putting out video after video after video. Because I want you to come to my channel and, you know, find stuff that's interesting, something new. You never know what you're gonna find. Like a box of chocolates in here, man. But so I've been going into my VR, mostly just kind of exploring. But my God, is it so fun? I mean, especially the Oculus, because you don't have to hook anything up. I mean, you just put it on, power, and you're ready to go. The games on there are a little slim right now. Mostly, they're mostly what you would expect. But Resident Evil 4, I haven't played that in about, 8 years. So I'm definitely gonna give it a go. I think they're gonna show more like in April 21st. I'm not sure when the actual game's gonna come out, but it's still good news, and that's something I'm gonna be playing for you guys. So stay tuned for that. And I came across this video of a cat, and this little cat was on some sign language or something. I mean, the owner's funny looking, but man, look at that cat. They're smart little creatures. They really are. And the biggest news this week was that Square Enix might be bought by either Microsoft, PlayStation, or Tencent. And the internet went wild. Now, of course, out of those three, I would have thought that Xbox or Tencent would buy them because they have deeper pockets than Sony. And if Sony were to buy them, I mean, it would be a better fit, I think, but it would be a big chunk of their money as a corporation, and I'm not sure if they're willing to spend that much. And even if they are, I don't think they'll be able to outcompete a bid from the other two corporations, Microsoft and Tencent. And anybody that's familiar with stockholders, sometimes these corporations are prohibited from not taking the biggest offer. So of course it wouldn't have been Sony. But it turns out that this might have all just been stock manipulation by Square, because they've been under pressure from the lack of success of the Avengers game. And their stock sure did rise about 15 points from this news. Now, I haven't checked it yet because I don't care, but this just goes to show that a lot of these companies are shady as, if you know what I mean. I mean, they'll do anything for that green. Cheat you, put out rumors out there, just hoping that they can get some stock rises. Oh. Given all that, I am actually pleased that none of these corporations are gonna buy Square Enix. It would have been nice if Xbox bought them just so I can play their games on Game Pass, honestly. But I mean, I don't know. I just want them to have their freedom to, gamble on games, I guess. And, just keep on. They've been doing good. They have Final Fantasy going. They always bust out some little indie games too. Octopath Traveler. And sure, they messed up with the Avengers, but that was just them getting greedy. And that was all it from last week. Let's see what's going on right now. I still have a little bit of time. We're actually going a little long. And I think I'm gonna leave it right there for this episode of No Script News. I've been a busy guy working on more original stuff for you guys. So hopefully I can launch a new series next week. If you guys missed my last series, Heroes, Villains, and Monsters, I talked about Stalker and lore. I'm gonna be looking into other stuff so I can add more to that series, but I also have another series coming soon, so look forward to that. Now that's gonna do it for this episode. Remember, when shit's the fan, and you start seeing all these fanboys blindly capping for corporations only because it fits their narrative and it's what their fans want to hear, don't be that guy. Run.